What if a town in America offers you $10,000 just to show up and live there? Not a loan, not a tax credit buried in fine print, cash, direct deposit, yours, as long as you stay for 2 years. This is actually happening right now. Across 7 towns and states in the United States, local governments are paying people to relocate because they're running out of residents, running out of tax base, and in some cases, running out of time. But here's what the headlines don't tell you. Some of these programs are legitimate lifelines. Others are handing out money to fill towns that are quietly in economic freefall. And knowing which is which could be the difference between a smart financial move and a very expensive mistake. We're going to go through all 7. No fluff, just what the programs actually offer, what they actually require, and what the towns look like when the money runs out. To understand why this is happening, you need to understand a problem that's been building for 30 years and accelerating for the last 5. Major metros are absorbing enormous numbers of residents, while thousands of small and mid-sized American towns are losing theirs, not slowly, dramatically. When a town loses people, it loses property tax revenue. When it loses revenue, it cuts services. When it cuts services, more people leave. It's a cycle with no natural floor, unless something breaks it. Enter the relocation incentive. It started quietly. A few rural counties, a couple of Midwest cities offering cash to remote workers willing to relocate. Then, Tulsa, Oklahoma ran one of the first major programs and saw applications flood in from across the country. Other towns watched and copied it. By 2025, there were dozens of active programs across the United States, some well-funded, some barely surviving their first year, and all of them trying to solve the same problem, a town that's slowly disappearing. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa Remote launched in 2018 and became the model every other program copied. The offer, $10,000 cash, paid over 12 months to remote workers who moved to Tulsa and stayed for at least 1 year. What made it work wasn't just the money, it was the infrastructure around it. Co-working spaces, a community of other transplants. The median home price in Tulsa is roughly 1/3 of what you'd pay in Austin. The cost of living made the grant feel like even more. But Tulsa Remote officially closed its application process in 2023. It worked almost too well. The city got what it needed and the program was quietly wound down. The question for 2026 is whether the transplants who arrived during the program's peak are still there, or whether the gravitational pull of bigger cities eventually won. Verdict: real program, strong execution. Window has mostly closed, but Tulsa itself remains one of the most underrated affordable mid-sized cities in America. Topeka, West Virginia, Newton, and Baltimore. Topeka's Choose Topeka program offers up to $15,000 for renters and up to $10,000 for homebuyers who relocate and work locally or remotely. The city partnered directly with employers, which is unusual. It makes the program more stable than most. Topeka's cost of living sits about 15% below the national average. It's not flashy, but the math is real. Ascend, West Virginia offers $12,000 in cash plus free outdoor recreation, ski passes, whitewater permits, state park access. What they don't advertise loudly, broadband access in rural West Virginia is still inconsistent. Verify your specific county before signing anything. Newton offers $10,000 to new homebuyers who move there and work locally or remotely. Newton was once home to the Maytag headquarters. Since Maytag left, the city has been trying to reinvent itself for over 15 years. The incentive is real, but so is the context. Look at the local job market before assuming the grant is a standalone solution. Baltimore's Buying into Baltimore program offers $5,000 toward down payment for people who buy vacant or blighted properties in targeted neighborhoods. Baltimore offers something the rural programs don't: actual urban infrastructure, a major airport, and proximity to D.C. For retirees who want affordability without isolation, this one deserves a serious look. Harmony MN/Alaska, 409 to 510. Harmony doesn't offer cash. It offers something rarer: free land, small residential plots at no cost to people who commit to building a home within a set period. The town has a population of just over 1,000. It's in southeastern Minnesota, near the Iowa border. There's no co-working scene, no trendy coffee shops. This one is for a very specific type of person. If that's you, and you know it, the offer is real. Alaska is the only state in the country that pays every eligible resident an annual dividend from its permanent fund, a share of the state's oil revenues. The amount varies year to year, in recent years $1,000 to $2,000 annually. It's not a relocation grant, it's a dividend for living there. Alaska also has the highest cost of living of any U.S. state for most goods. The dividend partially offsets that, but only partially. Include it in your math, not as the math itself. Data and implications. 510 to 610. Here's the part most people skip when they see the headline about free money. $10,000 sounds significant. In a vacuum, it is. But moving costs, security deposits, furnishings, the disruption cost of uprooting a life, it typically covers the transition, not the destination. What it actually does when the town is right is eliminate the financial excuse. It eliminates the activation energy barrier. The people who done this successfully weren't moving for the grant. They were already looking for a reason to move, and the grant made the numbers work. The people who struggled moved for the money itself. They arrived in a town they hadn't really researched, in a social environment they hadn't prepared for. $10,000 doesn't compensate for being somewhere you don't want to be. Programs with strong community infrastructure, Tulsa, Topeka, show 2-year retention rates above 50%. Programs without it tend to see people take the money, fulfill the minimum, and leave. The town loses nothing. The resident gains little. Forward-looking risk 2026. Looking ahead, there are 3 risks that people evaluating these programs in 2026 need to understand. First, program funding is not guaranteed. Most programs are funded through municipal budgets, state grants, and private foundations. Economic downturns or a change in political leadership can end a program mid-cycle. Read the terms. Understand what happens if the program is discontinued before your commitment period ends. Second, the towns themselves are not stable by definition. They're offering incentives because they're in trouble. Some will stabilize, others will continue declining regardless of how many people they pay to arrive. Research the town's underlying economic trajectory, not just its grant program. Third, property values in incentive towns are a mixed picture. In some cases, Tulsa being the clearest example, early movers saw meaningful appreciation. In others, values drifted lower even as the grant program ran. Don't assume the incentive town is a real estate opportunity. Evaluate it separately. Conclusion/CTA. Here's what we're not going to tell you is which town is right for you. We don't know your situation, your income, your family, or what you actually need from a place to live. What we can tell you is this. These programs are real. The money is real. The catches are real too. And they're knowable if you look. The people who've come out ahead did the research before the grant was part of the conversation. The grant was the last piece, not the first. In the next video, we're going to look at what happens after the incentive expires. The towns where it worked, the towns where it didn't. If that's useful to you, subscribe. We post every week, and we don't waste your time.